Again, there's this saying in Spanish where it's otra raya más al tigre, which means another stripe for the tiger.
Yeah.
And in life, every experience that you live is a stripe.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like quicksand. The more comfortable that they are, the more stuck that you'll be. Like you said, they're like the feds, and they knew everything about us. It's wild to me. They had been tracking us for a couple of years now.
All right, guys, welcome back. Passionate Profit Podcast. We have our special guest, the owner of my favorite micheladas, Cantina Alegre, with Eduardo. How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? Yeah, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Chilling, bro.
Solid.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on and joining us today. We appreciate it.
It's an honor, man. Thank you guys. Honestly, mad respect for you guys. The fact that you guys are doing a podcast together and with this quality,
I appreciate it.
You guys are literally started with a bang. So props to you guys for that.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how the journey with Cantina's been. How did that start for you?
First and foremost, again, my name's Jesus Eduardo. I go by Eduardo. I'm a bartender, graphic designer, and content creator. Owner of Cantina Alegre. We're a mobile bartending company. For us, my journey with Cantina, it begins a little bit like back in even high school days, I'd say. Back when we were partying, I would always be hosting parties. I'd love to throw an event that's with a theme, gather people, turn up.
And this started in high school?
This started in high school, 100%.
Okay.
My family's from Jalisco, so I'm big on tequila. So even before the age, you know, you know how that is.
Yeah. What part of Jalisco are you from?
So my parents are from Cocula, Jalisco.
Okay.
In that area, it's literally 2 hours south of Tequila.
Okay.
So obviously big influence to
Yeah.
tequila drinking and all of that. So at an early age, I got into that. I would host parties. But while hosting the parties, I was aware that there had to be a way to make money while being affiliated with that scene. And that's where the idea came in of like maybe one day I should be a bartender. You know? From there, I was seeing one of my buddies, Miguel. He was doing mobile bartending with his mom.
Okay.
And I saw that and I slid into his DMs. I was like, hey, bro, you ever need a colleague, a business partner, a graphic designer, someone to help you out, give you the hand?
Straight
I'm here.
into the DMs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, like it's a great idea, right? I hit him up. Honestly, nothing really came about, right? It's probably like a year after that message that we actually ended up hanging out. We went to go catch a Canelo fight in Oxnard.
Oh.
We were together just chilling.
Canelo was in Oxnard?
Oh, sorry. Obviously at a bar. My bad.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. I was like, I missed that one.
It was when he fought Kovalov.
Okay.
Yeah, he got that KO. But yeah, we were just chilling, catching up, right? From there, we ended up going downtown Santa Barbara somehow.
Yeah.
You know how it be.
But you guys started in Oxnard?
We started in Oxnard.
It's amazing how
and
that
we ended
happens.
up over here. You know, always, huh?
Always.
But yes, we ended up coming down here to Santa Barbara, and when we were here, we were just conversating, and I did mention to him that I was deeply interested in becoming a mobile bartender. I told him I pitched him that I was gonna do something similar to what he was doing, and that I was gonna go into bartending school. To my surprise, it had been like a year after I messaged him.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't really interested in moving forward with anything together, right?
And what year was this? My bad. I don't know.
This was I messaged him in 2018, and I think we were hanging out in late 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. So late 2019, we ended up at downtown Santa Barbara. I told him that I was gonna go to bartending school. To my surprise, he told me, let's go to bartending school together, and let's start something together. So to me, I was like, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Yeah. He was the one that brought up the idea just into my mind. So I was like, this is the way to go about it.
Yeah.
We ended up going to bartending school together. got done with that, and then in early 2020 we launched. We started doing mobile events together. This was literally right before COVID. I don't know, shit hit the fan in
Like,
February,
It was
February, March.
right?
March, I
I
think.
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it was literally when we started.
COVID baby.
Who would have known? Yeah, 100%. We're a COVID baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we pretty much since we started during those times, like we were busy. We were constantly booked, but we didn't really advertise. I feel like it was a bit disrespectful for us to be doing marketing and being like, "Hey, book us for your events," when people shouldn't even be having events,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So we weren't promoting it, but yet we were still constantly busy. It was literally like a busy year, regardless of what we were living through.
Yeah.
You know? But I like to look back and know that those were the harder days. I mean, during COVID, everything was more difficult. I'd say
What was busy back then?
busy back then was Miguel had an event and I had an event, so we'd be
Was
like
this
double two events.
Weekends or during the
Yeah.
weekday too?
When it comes to mobile bartending, it's mainly Saturdays.
Okay.
Saturdays are our main days. Every now and then there'll be a Friday or a Sunday,
Okay.
right? But for us, it would be either both of us booked for one event, a large event, or we would each have our own individual event. So that's how busy we were maintaining in 2020. And right off the bat as well, we were he had some previous experience when it came to bartending like that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a whole new world. It was literally learning as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it difficult, was your first experience like when you got your first event booked? Was it awkward at all? Was it just like,
yeah.
oh, I've never done this
Oh,
before?
100%.
You
yeah.
walk up. I don't know. That goes to my mind.
It's funny, man. Our first event together, it was a kid's birthday, I believe.
Oh, really?
I forgot how old, but they were youngins. I think it was Toy Story themed. Yeah, it was Toy Story themed. I even got a video where me and Miguel I think we were having dinner behind the bar. And we were just like crouched eating.
Yeah.
And in the background of the video, the background music, it's Baby Shark, brother.
That's hilarious.
It was definitely weird. That whole just showing up to somebody else's party, right? Setting up and doing that, like it was a different world, you know. Obviously, the whole socializing part, I was already pretty cool with.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it, and it was cool. But it was definitely quite the process of like initiating that, and it took me a while to get used to it too. Like even at the beginning, I would be like super nervous and be like, I wonder what's gonna happen this time, you know?
Yeah. But I feel like that's like an experience you can't really practice. It's something you just, I guess, jump into.
100%.
But it probably helps out to where you're at today, you know, and the person you are today, because you're just comfortable being uncomfortable.
100%.
And those situations where it's like, oh, dang.
Yeah. It's been 4 years now since then. Again, we started in 2020. Eventually, we were so busy where we would both have an event, and we would still be we'd be letting at least 3 to 2 events slip out of our hands because we were already fully booked.
Yeah.
That's when we reflected, and we were aware, like, maybe it's smart to start a team and have other bartenders help us out. You know?
Yeah.
From there, we started. We obviously started building a team. We ended up becoming more busy, right?
Yeah.
We started locking in more events. Eventually, we ended up having an 8-person team together. We were seeing success already in social media. I feel like 2 years in, I feel like all of Oxnard knew about us already. And even like from my hometown, Carboneria, like I feel like everybody knew about us. Locally, we were well known, and we were busy. So yes, but yes, ultimately that's what would led us into starting Cantina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, like, I know you used to do a lot of like michelada mix. That's where you guys start. I mean, that's how I would say, I think I don't know how you, again, everyone I think backed you in the support, like it was
100%.
bomb.
Yeah.
At what point did you have to stop that? Like, did you become too busy to where You couldn't do the mixes anymore with Miguel,
No.
and
So yeah, I do remember you
Yeah.
used to. I even came here
You
a couple
did.
times, make
You
some
did.
deliveries. Yeah. But yeah, we started. It's crazy because we got a lot of momentum and a lot of our promotion through the michelada mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through the rim dip, right?
Yep.
We also had pouches in there that we would also be selling, right? So with the michelada mix and the rim dip, it was money, it was promotion.
Yeah.
But I feel like we got to a point where we acknowledged that that small money was almost distracting us from the larger money.
Yeah.
When you put all your focus into what you're really doing, you'll eventually be able to profit more.
Yeah.
And I feel like you'll be able to you'll definitely get that momentum and that movement that you're looking for to grow.
Okay.
And it's something just making an adjustment like that is the difference from staying in a certain place or outgrowing it.
Okay.
Again, it became almost like a distraction. Yes, we were profiting off of it. Yes, we were getting promotion off of it, but it was a distraction in terms of like we were spending so much time making it,
Yeah.
distributing it. Obviously, when people would pick up, when we would do deliveries, like that was still time consuming.
Yeah, of course.
The messaging back and forth too. Sometimes people will message you, they wouldn't even purchase. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So almost like getting rid of even the good distractions, it's still beneficial.
Yeah.
It still helps you move forward. You know?
I feel that. And honestly, just thinking about that, it actually,
Right?
it's as small as the messaging
Yeah.
and then the deliveries and all the, I'm sure, I don't even know how many messages you guys got, but I can only imagine
100%.
them just, 5 messages back and forth and then they just probably don't respond.
Yeah.
And that's probably irritating. I don't even know if irritating is the word. It's just one of those things where it is a full distraction.
Time consuming for sure.
And
Yeah.
time
It's definitely
consuming.
I can only imagine,
Back to the other part. How did you start on this road of like wanting to go into entrepreneurship or jumping out into the world of like, oh, I do want to do this?
Yeah.
What led you there?
So one thing that I'm big on, and I highly encourage everyone to do this, is just try different things.
Yeah.
If you have multiple interests, try them out. You know, it's crazy in Spanish. There's this saying, right, which is el que a todo le tira, a nada le pega,
Okay.
right? And what that means is that if you're shooting your shot at multiple items, you might not hit any, right? But I'm very against that.
Okay.
So pretty much what I like to encourage people to do is try different things, especially in your 20s.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you're actually gonna learn what it is that you're into. You're gonna find your true calling that way by trying multiple things. And when you're in your 20s, yes, it's a risk to be, rather than like, for example, you guys, rather than just being like, oh, we're gonna have this podcast and you guys have other things going on, right? Like, yes, it might be smarter to just focus on this, but you still have to get a taste of everything else in order to know what it is that you guys really want to do, right? So especially in our 20s, we're privileged to be able to take that risk and try multiple things. If we fail, it's all good at the end of the day. We have time to run it back, to get back on whatever grind we really want to be on. So I do highly encourage people to try different things. Me personally, I somehow wanting to be a tattoo artist in high school ultimately led me to be an entrepreneur and a business owner. It ultimately led me to be a bartender.
Yeah.
As you guys may know, back in high school, I was scratching. I was doing tattoos,
Yeah,
right?
I remember that. Yeah.
So me in high school, I was like, I want to be a tattoo artist, and I was aware at the time that when you're scratching and you're doing it illegally, right? That's not the way to go about it. If you really want to become a tattoo artist, you have to get an apprenticeship, right?
Yeah.
And in order to get an apprenticeship, you can't be scratching. Tattoo artists don't like that.
Oh, really?
They'll respect you more if you're not doing it. You know?
Did you know that?
Yeah, you just got to build your portfolio and then find an artist that's willing to give you an apprenticeship, give you the opportunity.
I did not know that.
100%. So I wanted to clean my name, and I was like, what can I do to become a better tattoo artist while I'm in the process of building a portfolio?
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, let me dive into graphic design. If I become good at graphic design, that'll ultimately help me to become a tattoo artist. I go into CC, and I started the graphic design program there, and I was thrilled with graphic design. I loved it. My only pet peeve there was that my professors they weren't teaching me much.
Yeah.
I was learning everything off of YouTube. Like I kid you not, most of what I learned, it was off of YouTube. So that's how I came about to becoming a graphic designer. So from there, when I learned graphic design, instead of becoming a tattoo artist, I dove into buying a vinyl cutter.
Okay.
Which you can make shirts, you can make car decals with.
Do you still have that?
I still have the vinyl cutter, yeah.
We found our guy. No.
But yes, that made me step into there. I saw some success there too. I was selling lots of shirts, lots of decals, all the trocas mamalonas.
Yeah.
You know, they were asking for the decals. And diving into that, it led me into becoming a digital artist and doing digital paintings. So again, having in mind that I eventually wanted to become a tattoo artist, I was like, let me learn how to digitally paint. I saw success there too. I was able to do a couple album covers myself. One of them did blow up. It went viral. The Natanael Cano Amor Tumbado.
Damn.
Yeah, you'll be able to
crazy.
see it in their music video. Pops out a couple times.
Amor tumbado.
Amor Tumbado, yeah. And I saw success there, and I got to a point where I was making a living off of that. Like I was doing good on my own. It could have been easy for me to stay comfortable there.
Yeah.
But I was aware that knowing graphic design, maybe I should start a business of my own. That led me into stepping into Cantina and creating Cantina with my business partner.
So going back, like bringing it all the way, or like tying it all together, the initial thought was like in high school, you throw these parties, and at some point you're like, yo, I do see, or like, how can I monetize off of this?
100%.
And then did you kind of just keep that in mind because you were trying other things? Like, was it always on the back of your mind? Like, oh wait, how can I go back to that? Or were you just like trying different things and seeing what would take off? I guess the question is, was it always in the back of your mind to still jump into how can I monetize off the party-ish lifestyle?
I think in life you're again, there's this saying in Spanish where it's otra raya más al tigre, which means another stripe for the tiger.
Yeah.
And in life, every experience that you live is a stripe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That whole party scene and me wanting to monetize on it was a stripe for me. That eventually led me there. Me wanting to be a tattoo artist is a stripe. One day I might go back to it.
Yeah.
I might step into that world again. So I think throughout our life, with the experiences that we're building, we're getting another stripe that will eventually come into play, and that goes for everything, whether it's our life, our pursuit, our calling, whatever it is. Like it's slowly but surely building up, you know.
Yeah. Was growing up in a smaller town beneficial for you, or did it kind of give you a little drawback to like, oh, I don't know if I want to step into this world and like put myself out there?
Yeah. So growing up in Carboneria, like you guys, you know, we're locals at the end of the day, C-Town. Growing up there, I feel like I definitely had a smaller vision, right? I was pushed away from Carb, I'd say 6 years ago. I moved into Oxnard. I couldn't afford Carb, so I moved out to Oxnard. It was more affordable. Being from Carb, like it's tough because you almost hate in all the surrounding towns. You know, you're like, oh, there's nothing like Carb, right, Mitch?
Yeah, I definitely feel that, because I did the same thing. I moved from Carb to Oxnard. Same reason, affordability, you know. But like growing up in Carp, like you said, bro, it's like you have such a narrow vision. You're just like, I don't want to go to Ventura. I don't want to go to Oxnard. It's ghetto. You know what I mean? But I mean, just like you said, you can definitely grow once you leave the small town environment, you know?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel, because we're all from the same town, do you guys feel that like growing up there, I mean, one privilege to grow up there and it was super amazing and awesome, but do you guys feel like sometimes it was just like stay in your lane, like don't push? And I guess that's the conversation we're having, but did you guys actually feel that? Because in a way I kind of did, and the only thing that moved me personally past that was like leaving to the military, which again, just moving away. But I feel like it was just kind of just stay in your lane, or not stay in your lane, scared of what everyone else is going to say, because everyone was so close.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you, is
Oh,
that kind of
100%? Yeah, that's how I feel. To me personally, comfort zones, they're like quicksand. The more comfortable that they are, the more stuck that you'll be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And being in a home in your small hometown is to a certain extent like quicksand, because it's so cozy, it's so comfortable that you're gonna want to stay there,
and you're just gonna
stay in your
just
lane.
gonna
Yes, 100%.
get drugged.
Right, build a routine where it's like, okay, I'll work and then I'll engage with whatever it is, either drinking or just hanging around on the weekends, you know. And you'll be comfortable. You're in your hometown. You know everybody. Like what's their uncomfortable about that, right?
Yeah.
But it takes courage to step out of that hometown and actually be aware and that there's more opportunities out there. That there's it's a giant world.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
What are the odds if you, for example, you're looking for the love of your life? What are the odds that you're gonna find it in your hometown? You know, you have to go around. You have to try different places. And what are the odds that the best opportunity for you is in your hometown? You know, some opportunities you have to go meet them elsewhere. For me personally, moving out from Carpinteria and going to Oxnard, it was a blessing. Again, at the beginning, I didn't like it. I wasn't so happy about the whole idea of moving out, especially to Oxnard. I envisioned it different before.
Yeah.
I moved in there and I've grown to love it. Honestly, if we would have started Cantina Alegre elsewhere, maybe we wouldn't see as much success as we were seeing. In Oxnard, business is booming in Oxnard. From network to just like business, you could find a little bit of everything. It's a mini LA almost. When it comes to bartending, there's a party in every block. Every neighborhood, you'll be able to hear the banda, right, Mitch? Like it's
literally every weekend, bro. Doesn't matter if it's Saturday, doesn't matter if it's Sunday. Like they're gonna have something.
They're bumping.
Yeah.
You ever just walk in? You're just like walking down the street.
People are gonna probably look at you. What the fuck are you doing here?
Funny thing is, me bartending certain events. There's been events where strangers just walk in and they're partying.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, what the
You gotta just try it out.
They'll come to the bar, ask for one, and then I'll be like, "So what? Are you related to this person?" Right? Me trying to make conversation. And they'll be like, "Oh no, I just heard the music," and I was like, "Let me go check it out." But that's the type of environment that Oxnard is. They're active on the weekends. Yeah, I'm telling you, you'll hear a banda in every neighborhood on the weekend.
For sure, that's definitely for sure. Yeah,
We can maybe make a vlog like that. Me and
it.
you with some mics, we just go around and
walk
see how
into a
many
backyard.
see how many backyards we can get into in one night.
100%.
That might be a thing.
Yeah.
I think, a little backtrack to like stepping out of my comfort zone. I think yourself and Neri really gave me comfort in like, I'm going to do it because although moving out of the town. So I want to say thank you for that, because when you watch other people do it, it's kind of like, damn, they give you some hope.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It is actually you, Neri, and like Danny, just because it's, I think putting yourself out there is scary. And scary, it's intimidating to be judged by others, but watching other people do it, especially from all coming from the same town, is just one of those things where it's just, all right, they did it and they didn't really care and they're thriving, and even if they weren't thriving, they still did it. So my turn to
100%.
shoot.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool though.
So
yeah.
I do appreciate, you guys jumping out there, because I think you guys are like within our age range, and I don't want to disrespect anyone else, but that took that leap of faith first and kind of around the same time. So
Yeah, 100%.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Neri. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Chalino
shout out
T. There we go.
Yes, sir.
We should all worn Chalino T's. That would sick.
Yeah, no, but shout out to him. I'm glad you mentioned that though. That's big. I'm flattered, brother. Honestly. Yes. I do. There's not many to mention to be like, oh, these other persons are on about. I know a lot of people that are on the right lane, and they're positive, they're productive, but like stepping out completely, like definitely Neri is one. Me myself. I'm sure there's others that we can't think of right now, but yes, it's for me, it's almost like without knowing, me having the courage and stepping out of my comfort zone, even me moving out from Carbonaria, somehow influenced you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like everything else that we do, even though that we're not aware of it, we're still influencing others.
Yeah.
For example, you guys with this podcast, I'm sure you guys are inspiring someone without you guys even knowing. You know, like you guys just running this itself, like it's having impact. Again, I give you guys mad props, especially coming from Carbonaria, and you guys having the courage of like, you know what, we're gonna start a podcast.
Yeah.
Not just that, not just start a podcast, but start a podcast with this production.
Yeah.
With this quality, with Will doing his thing in the back, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Like mad props. It takes courage,
It does.
right?
Yeah.
So I give you guys mad props, and this is the beginning for you guys, but I'm aware that you guys on long term, you guys are going to be influencing people, whether it's your little cousins, whether it's other locals, maybe someone from our hometown right now is looking at this and it's like, oh, I'm totally I feel that they might reflect on this and be like, you know what, like I'm gonna move out, or you know what, I'm gonna start moving this business, doing this, doing that.
And I think when you said cousins, like I got a lot of brothers and sisters, so like I do, like one of my things, and I don't tell really anyone, and they probably don't know, but like I make sure that I try and do everything, and like you said, I shoot that way they can 100%. At least see he didn't care, like he shot. Like I do want to be able to, like I don't, and it's funny, and I'm gonna take it back now, I'm going everywhere, but how you said CC, you learned most of it from YouTube. Neri said the same thing, which is crazy,
did.
right?
Yeah.
He was like, I went and then I was just basically over it, and I learned everything I needed to on YouTube. He literally said the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So shout out to YouTube, sponsor us, but
the best university.
No, the best for real.
I always say it. Yeah. And it's free.
Yeah, but that like takes me, like I'm going to college still.
Yeah.
Sole purpose, just for all the brothers and sisters and cousins, just to say I did it.
100%.
Just to give them, just to show them it is still possible with still trying to do everything else.
Yeah.
So I think, when you bring it back to cousins and inspiring people, I'll take all the L's if I have to, but at least let me show you that it's possible. Yeah. It is possible, and it'll take time, money, and courage, but it can get done.
Yeah. So worst case scenario, you fail at whatever it is you're doing. You at least have that profit of it influencing people, of encouraging them to take the risk, to take the leap.
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, worst thing comes, like you fail, it's a learning experience,
100%.
And then going back to what you said, it takes courage. Like I've been telling Fredo back, like literally, bro, nonstop. I've been telling him, bro, you just can't, you don't care what people say about you. You can't let them influence you. Like people might hate, oh, look at Fredo, look at Mitch on the pod. Like they think there's something. Like, bro, I don't care. Like what the fuck? At least we're trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
You can't let the haters like influence your decision making.
Yeah.
100%.
And that was part of how we kind of got it together. I mean, he's really not the I don't care mentality, but like you have the you are willing to put yourself out there and be like, yeah, I'm fine with this is where I'm comfortable, and I'm okay to take any backlash there is or whatever. Although there shouldn't be, but anyway.
Nah, it's just having tough skin, not caring what somebody thinks about me,
And when it comes to a podcast, that's probably the deeper water for sure.
Yeah.
when it comes to to the haters and accepting and hate comments and all of that.
Yeah.
You guys are literally like out there. You guys are putting yourself out there.
Exactly.
Which again, it takes a lot of courage.
Have you had any like hate or like any like backlash from the mobile bartending or?
100%. I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do throw their hate, but I feel like that I reflect on it and I'm aware that just means that you're doing something, you're moving, you know. And the more success that I've seen with my company, the more hate that I've also noticed.
Yeah.
So yes, there's a couple, I guess, like there's a couple people that like will tell you in person like, oh, like great job, congratulations, and you're doing the best, this and that. But deep down, you're aware that in the other side, like they're not really
They're not genuine
supportive,
about it,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is that's a tough one, especially doing, I'm sure with what you're doing, but that's a tough one for, I feel like, at least starting this podcast is a lot of people will tell you they're excited and you can't wait for the next one.
100%.
But you know, I think deep on the other end, and I wouldn't even say it's hate. I would just say it's they just, I guess, don't know or don't see the vision. I don't know. Yeah. And it's crazy. It takes a lot of time to build up the respect. Like who needs to be on the pod, or what event do you have to do to everyone be like, oh my god, that's the best. That's the best mobile bartending service, or that's a good podcast, or I'm going to wear all of Neri stuff. You know, where does it have to go to get that kind of stuff? But I think that's also another thing. Like, again, thank you for coming on the pod at an earlier stage and like doing this with us. 100%. Because I appreciate that.
Yeah. Touching with Neri, what he said that he's from Carboneria and his shirts are elsewhere. You know, like the reason I bring that up is because me personally, for example, when I first started business, I had the mindset that like, oh, I know so much people, they're all gonna be so supportive. They're all gonna book my services. Right? Especially my hometown. Right? Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people from my hometown that they've supported the brand like legit. Fredo, even your family, Mitch. We've been out to your place.
Yeah,
you know?
a few times.
There's other individuals too that have booked plenty. But for example, I held a paint and sip for the holidays just last month. We sold over, I think it was 34 tickets, right? Okay. We sold 34 tickets. Out of those 34 tickets, only one individual I knew. Damn. And she didn't even purchase a ticket. It was one of her friends that purchased a ticket. So that just goes to show that all those tickets were sold. Yeah. Without me knowing any of them, any of the people that attended. And again, even then, I thought like, oh, at least I'm gonna know at least 5 people, maybe 6 people, a couple cats. But it just goes to show when it comes to business, you can't be you shouldn't be counting on that support, but you should be aware that your market is broad. Your market is outside, even outside of your hometown. Yeah. For me, again, when we started with Cantina, I thought I would be getting a lot more support in our hometown. But again, it's no issues, no problem, because at the end of the day, we could sell our service to anyone and anywhere, you know?
And I think realizing that is definitely important when you start a business, because even this podcast, how many people do we know? Who do we do, Mitch? Who do we get next, you know? Yeah. And it's like, and again, you guys are supporting us by coming on and whatnot. Yeah. But it's sometimes I forget, wait, we want anyone, everyone. We could go anywhere. We could go get someone from Arizona or Texas, which we have that in the work right now. But like, I think realizing that is amazing, and just knowing like, your market is actually everyone. You're not marketing your hometown or your best friends. You're marketing to everyone. So the backlash you might get from your hometown or best friends isn't the market. Yeah. That's just where your comfort and support's at, or where you think your comfort and support is going to be.
Yeah. On the other side too, like, you guys shouldn't be wanting to make these podcasts for your hometown to just view, you know? Like, you guys should be aware that someone in New York is going to be
potentially
tuning
be
on.
unique,
India,
You know?
India. A lot of people from India.
No, yeah.
watch
Really?
this, bro.
Yeah, bro. I've
Shout out to
seen
India.
a lot of people from India.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was actually no, that's another story. But I watched something on TikTok this is off topic. The sneaker guy, Rami, or
Rami. Yeah.
sorry for the booch
Yeah.
name there.
Yeah.
But he just watched I just watched a TikTok yesterday, and I guess one of those guys went to India, and he was like famous in India.
Oh,
Which
really?
is, I guess India's just a big YouTube market.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And like terms of analytics and just watching videos.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll bring it back to like your business, but I do want to say another quick story. When I got home from my last deployment before I got out, I was like, the only thing I wanted was your guys' service. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember the welcome home
yes.
party? I was
Yes,
like,
yes.
and actually it was a surprise party. So I
Yeah.
kind of got a little like, damn, like a little discouraged because I was like, Mom, can you please, like, can we do a party?
Yeah.
Or can we have some friends? And I was like, for sure, I want Cantina there. And I was like,
Damn.
Mom, please. And
That's
then
deep.
and then they basically were just, I don't know what happened, but they played it off as like, oh, it's not, we can't do it. Whatever. And were you there?
No, I don't think so.
Mitch wasn't there, but I don't know if you remember that, but
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot
I
of the
was
boys
like-
didn't make it that day. I feel like.
Oh.
Yeah. It
There
was
was.
it was on the earlier side.
Yeah.
So I think they ended up showing up a bit later.
there
or
was,
after.
there was a lot of stragglers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a,
Damn,
quick.
that's deep, brother.
yeah, I love the Michis guys.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. But moving
I'm
in,
flattered, brother. The fact that you were coming home and you were like, that's what I want.
I swear.
Yeah. And that goes to show too, like how your support is genuine.
Yeah.
You know, and regardless of like, oh, we're from the hometown, like rather than hating, you were like, no, like I'm fucking with them. Like,
But-
I'll be supportive.
Yeah.
You know.
And well, not only just, I genuinely love
Yeah.
supporting like local stuff. Like I really do. And like any brands, like I want to wear like local people, like, honestly, thank you for wearing that because it gives me more,
100%.
like anything to keep us all pushing. But like it's a genuine service. Like, and we're going to talk about that right now, but like you guys really perfect your craft and you take like, you hone in and you own it. Like this is your thing.
Yeah.
And a quick story, like I went with one of his team members when I went with Javi to meet up with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Javi was like, dude, let's just go. And I'm like, oh, but basically you had your team. You guys were just out getting some drinks
Yeah.
a few months ago. I don't work for them. So I was like, oh, dang, I feel like a little
Yeah.
outsider, but I was like, all right, fine, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
And guys, like after we finished, after we left and we had a few drinks, you guys were outside practicing some tricks, shakes, and like they were like perfecting their craft, which is, I don't know. I think people might just think, oh, they figured that out behind the bar one day, but like, no, you guys were legit like owning and you took ownership. You're like, hey guys, let's run it back. Let's do it again. Try this.
Yeah.
Which
it
is
was like multiple clips, right?
it's behind the scenes though that people don't realize
What goes on?
the work
Yeah.
and stuff that like people put into making it presentable and a quality service. So, and even down to the Michi mix, like, to the little things, right? How your drinks taste and how it's presented. The homemade menus you make for every service that is just, it's all the little things that put it together that you
100%.
do that no one probably realizes. Oh wait, it's just the little things that matter. But
Yeah, it's a lot deeper. I always, whenever I look into a business or whenever I look into a production, whatever it is, even you guys' podcast, for example, I'm aware it's a lot deeper.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so much that goes into businesses, especially small business or when you're barely launching a business. There's even more work. You had to grind even more just to move forward. But yes, for us, there's a lot of background. Right now, I personally dedicate myself to personal development and to my business full time. This is what I do. And people, whenever I tell that to people, they're always like, "Oh, really? You do that full time? Like, so you have events like every day?" And I'm like, "No, just Saturdays mainly." You know. But there's so much that goes into it. Outside that, it keeps me busy. And again, even the personal development, I have to learn a lot of things in order to be operating the business and to be growing the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, previous year, I've been working on leadership. I didn't even know I had to learn leadership.
Yeah.
I was like, business is business, and as long as I'm operating, well, we should be good. Little did I know that you have to be a great leader in
Yeah.
order to even be able to keep a team together.
Yeah.
You know, so personal development and a lot of work in the background is definitely needed to have a successful company that's gonna grow. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and for Fredo and I, leadership is just something that I think comes naturally to us, just because we learned it in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
But for you, like, what defines a leader in your opinion, or your words?
A leader is more than anything someone that inspires others to want to grow.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that.
When someone steps into my company, I want to be able to give them the confidence that we're gonna grow together. It's not just gonna be me. It's not just gonna be the company. It's gonna be us together.
Yeah.
And it's you have to be a great leader in order to reflect that. It's not easy to motivate a team member. It's not easy to maintain an employee for longer than a year.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I do agree with you on
Yeah.
I do feel like for me, leadership does come natural. So I would
Yeah.
agree with that. I think the hard part about leadership is like perfecting it and actually becoming a better leader. Because
Yeah.
I do agree with you. And I would say in a way, like leadership probably may come natural to you, but you're not really aware that you are leading and inspiring. And I think that is unique and different. What have you done, I guess? What point did you realize, oh crap, I'm leading people and I need to perfect this and or work on it?
100%. Well, I think I realized that when we had a certain season where some of the employees weren't too happy and they were leaving the team, and we were a bit up and down when it came to being consistent. Some team members weren't being responsible, and before I used to look at it as like, oh, that individual's lacking this, that individual is missing this, and then eventually I learned that it wasn't their fault. It was the leader's fault, which
That's
is
the
me.
best trait.
Yeah.
And when you can figure that out, that's an amazing thing. When it's
100%,
not,
yeah.
when you're able to own it, going back to that, like you own stuff. So I think once you're able to but once you see it in that way, you're growing as an individual. It's not them. What am I doing wrong? And how do I fix it?
Yeah, 100%. Yep. So realizing that, from now on and moving forward, I'm fully aware that if a bartender isn't performing to the level that he's supposed to, it's on me. I should be giving him more trainings. I should be sitting down with him and conversating on what he needs to improve. If a bartender doesn't show up to an event, it's because I lack the authority that was required for him to not want to call out.
That's deep.
You know.
That's
So it's everything falls on me as a leader, and it takes a man to be able to own up to it, and it does take for oneself to take a step back and be able to acknowledge what's really going on, rather than just pointing fingers or getting rid of people. So
That's so deep.
No, yeah.
The fact
Yeah,
that
literally,
like a bartender doesn't show up and he's like, that's on me. I lacked the authority. Like that's
Yeah, I mean, as a leader, I feel like one of the hardest things to maintain is the respect that your subordinates have for you, you know? So, I mean, I don't know, like,
that's
Yeah.
a deep one.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened? Where they
call out?
Yeah, or don't show up.
Oh, don't show up. There's been a couple. This previous year there was a couple hiccups with that for sure.
What do you do in that scenario?
So the thing is, when people book our services, they do it months in advance, sometimes years. Like there's been some bookings that 2 years ahead of time they'll book us. You know, they're not gonna cancel their event. Their event's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
It's not fair for us to make an agreement with them and then the last minute be like, oh, sorry, your bartender's not showing up. So when that happens, I've learned to pull cards under my sleeve and just make it happen somehow. Like I've learned to do that. But when that happens, it's almost like a strike on the employee.
Yeah.
You know, again, I do point the finger on me because it does fall on me. But when that happens, I have to figure out a way, find a solution to just go through the events successfully, handle the services. And then on top of that, I'd say it's more than anything like almost like, okay, now I need to take a step back and see if this individual is going to continue with us or if they're, you know, because it's unfair at the end of the day. Again, they book our services so far in advance. Like, we had to respect that. They're not going to cancel their event. They already got the boost. Like, who am I to be like, oh, your bartender's not fully done? You know?
I'm sure that you've had to find a replacement for like that event or for whatever, you know, someone calling out. But have you ever had to step up and be like, all right, I have to do it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, whenever someone calls out, it becomes a mission.
Yeah.
It's and we again this last year there was this crazy weekend where we were fully booked already, right? Fully booked means all of our bartenders have a gig already. They're gonna be in action.
Is this including yourself at this point?
Including myself, yeah. Right now I'm still in the trenches. I still, whenever I could do a service, I'm a be the first one up.
Yeah.
Right. But yes, when we were fully booked this date, and it was I believe it was a total of 4 events that we had, and the whole team of 6 was fully booked. That a week before, two employees called out. They were like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to bartend this Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to bartend this Saturday." So we're already down 2 players. Okay, boom. Top of that, one of our VIP clients inquired about a service that day too. So we, instead of 4 events, it was gonna be 5 events. When they're VIP, we make it happen. It's it was a client that had treated us super well and had previously booked us multiple times. So we're like, okay, we'll figure it out. We added an event. So then we were short three bartenders. Being short 3 bartenders and it being a week away, that means I have to do something. I have to do some sort of magic throughout the week just to get these events serviced.
Yeah.
Sure enough, we hired on some people for tryouts, pretty much. So we were like, we need to hire on new people, and within a week span, we got over 50 messages of people wanting to join our team. We did over 15 interviews, and we did over, I think it was like, we did 6 different tryouts following that. But yes, we were able to pull off the magic trick. Despite us being short 3 people, we still were able to have a successful weekend. But just that Saturday took up the whole week's worth of work.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's those weeks that it's like
100%, yeah.
You know, you said tryout, something I was just curious about. What do you look for when like you're hiring one? Is there like a mobile bartender? What I'm saying is like, what do you look for? Are there any prereqs, anything that like they need to have, like?
Yeah, so honestly, it's not a lot of, oftentimes people think that it's experience, right? We have a lot of bartenders that do apply with us, but I do prefer to find someone that doesn't have the experience, but they have the characteristics of being loyal, right? Of being driven, and then being good at socializing. That's what I look for more than anything. When it comes to bartending, like even bartenders from downtown and even in the Ventura scene, oftentimes they're just tossed to the front line.
Yeah.
They don't really know what they're doing. Like, they're doing it, but they don't really know what they're doing it. You go to different establishments. I'm sure you guys know which ones I'm talking about, where you go and you ask for whatever type of drink, and they're all gonna taste similar. They're all gonna be like, oh, it's gonna get me fucked up, right? So rather than hiring on someone that's from that world and having to like almost unteach them to not do that and do it the right way, we rather get someone from scratch and start developing them.
That makes sense.
No experience needed.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, as long as they have a loyalty, they're driven, they're positive, and they're good at socializing. I think that's what I look for sure.
What do you mean by loyalty?
Loyalty. So what when it comes to loyalty, it's almost like they when you step into the bartending world, especially with tips, like it's easy for you to say like, "Well, I could do this on my own."
Yeah.
You know. But if you're loyal, you're aware that you're part of the team and that you wanted the team to grow. You know, you want what's best for the company. You don't just want what's best for you, but for the company. And it's not gonna be so easy to be like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm done with you guys. I'm gonna go do something else. At top of that, like, just representing the company in a good manner. At the end of the day, if you're doing it just for the money, I wouldn't want for you to be in my team.
Yeah.
I prefer someone that is a more difficult project in regards to them becoming maybe they're not as advanced in bartending, but that they're doing it because they like it. It's like a passion to them, than someone that's really good at what we do and is money driven.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like if you're just doing it for the money, like, I'm not gonna trust you no more. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing what's best for you. You know, you're gonna do whatever it takes for you to come up on some money. And when you're doing it as a passion, or where you're like really into the whole team, like, I'm aware that you're representing us to the standard that we're looking for.
I think you use some good words, and that's why I've been careful to not say employees rather than team. And I know that's something that you're doing, and that you take with some passion. Like myself, I don't ever want employees. Like, I just always want a team. And like, I always refer to, like, I mean, he knows, to everyone is like, oh, we need my team. Like, just as like partly joking, but like, yeah, like, I just like a team around me. Like, I don't ever want an employee. I just want a team.
100%.
Because when it's team driven, then it's like everyone's bought into it and they care about the success. And, you know, as long as you take care of the team, they're going to take care of you. So I think that's something, you know, respectable about you. And I've tried to be careful earlier, not call them your employees. You know, it is your team, like you're referring them.
I mean, at the end of the day, like when we're discussing business, like, we could use employee, but like at the end of the day, we are a team. But stepping a little bit more into depth into the whole team, it's huge. Not just viewing your employees as a team, but also acknowledging that you need a team.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge. Again, this is one of the many lessons that I've learned while doing business is you can only take yourself so far. You really, really can. And rather than being like, oh, I don't want to share a piece of the pie, you should be aware that by having a team, you'll be able to go to further. Get further in life. The amount of energy that you exert yourself is limited. There's no way that you by yourself, you can't do it all. For example, if you guys were to be like, we're doing everything, even the cameras, the production, like, you guys wouldn't have the quality that you guys have, right?
I could not know.
So it's being aware of that, being aware that if you really want to grow and you really want to reach the company's potential, you have to have a team, and a solid team.
I agree. How competitive or saturated is mobile bartending in this area, or just in general, that you've experienced?
So it's saturated, man.
Yeah.
It's really it's I'd like to think that every day there's a new bartender in town. You know, like it's there's new mobile bartending companies left and right. They're popping out everywhere. We're in the, it's a trend right now. We're in the hype stage where like everybody's about it, everybody's trying it. I don't look much into it, or I don't think much about it, given that I'm more of a like, I'm so driven that I'm only looking forward almost. Like, I don't have much time to be looking at the new cats. Me personally, I'm trying to catch up to the top cats, you know? Just like when I'm running, I know you're a runner too. Fredo? I don't know. You do any running?
I
No, we're
hate
gonna find him a treadmill though.
Yeah. I hate running, bro.
I wish I could get him to run, but no.
I like to reflect on running. Just like in life and in business, there's certain rules that just go along with everything else, right? There's this rule for me that when I'm running, I don't look back. I don't waste my time checking if anybody's gonna catch me up. It's in reality, I've learned that what's best is to look forward. That little brief second that you take back, you miss your pace goes unsteady. You start thinking different things, and you lose that runner's high almost that you had going on, that momentum that was pushing you forward. So looking forward, when I'm in a run and I see someone in front of me, I'm competitive. That makes me want to go faster. That makes me want to overlap them almost. I benefit from looking forward. Same thing in mobile bartending. I look up to many companies that are ahead of us and that are doing great things all around. There's a couple in California, a couple outside. To which point I do look at them and I do get inspo from them. I try to study them and learn as much as I can to be able to catch up to them. And not only that, hopefully one day move even grow further than even that, you know.
How have you handled setting yourself aside, and what helped you in the beginning be like, oh, we have momentum? I guess what did you do to be like to get to where you're at? What are like two things that you think you did to set yourself aside from a lot of the other mobile bartending companies?
100%. I would say one is going back to that having a team.
Okay.
Which at the end of the day, when people book Cantina Alegre, they're not booking me. They're booking Cantina Alegre.
Yeah.
Right. It's a team of its own. I've seen a lot of other businesses make the mistake that it's all about them. They take it personal to a point where like it's they're not just the face of the company, they're the company.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, definitely what sets us apart is that we're a brand. We're Cantina Alegre, it's its own thing. With or without me. Like I could step aside right now and it'll still be thriving.
Yeah.
So definitely that separates us a lot from other bartenders. A lot of other bartenders like to promote themselves, or it'll just be them to a point where it's almost like, what if somebody doesn't like you? Like, are they gonna book you? You know, for my business, maybe they don't like me, but they'll still get our service because they're aware that it's Cantina. It's not it's not me. So
that's you just kind of. I'm kind of lost in the words because that's so true. I think that's it's not you, it's the company. 100%. And I think when you're building it like that is amazing. Because I guess I was always trying to figure out like, what is different about this? But you said it yourself. It's a company. It's not you. And you hold the standard and you keep everyone going. That's admirable for sure. That you have that vision and picture over what it is that you're building.
And second, I'll probably say we like to stay updated, right? With trends, with social media, you have to stay.
You have to, yeah. Regardless, you can't stay stagnant.
100%. So definitely staying updated, innovating, being ahead of the wave. That's our bread and butter. We our marketing. We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to jump on whatever is trending, and it's definitely definitely sets us apart because you'll see a lot of the other people doing the same thing, doing the same, or being very static, where it's almost like you're not even encouraged to give them a follow almost. You know? For us, marketing and staying updated with marketing has definitely helped us get to where we are now.
Do you handle your social media all by yourself and the creativity and production of like all the videos that are put out?
So I actually have a content team.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to Sal, shout out to Mark. We run everything together. We have Sal, which is he's visuals.
Okay.
He has a camera. He does a whole production. All of our content that you see that is smooth like butter, like Will's type of work.
Yeah.
He's that's Sal, that's we use that type of content to build our resume, our portfolio, right, for people to book, right. From there we have Mark, which he's been my sidekick when it comes to making raw content.
Okay.
Whether it's stories or even a couple reels where you could tell like it's just an iPhone, it's not really a fancy camera. I've been working along with him where he'll go hit up a couple events. I'll go hit up the other events, and we'll be able to record content and different videos at the same time, right? We'll sit down and edit videos together. There a lot of the videos it is all me. I don't want to take full credit because I do have a team.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of reels too that I do on my own.
That's amazing. Currently, how many people do you have on the team?
Currently, our team is of 6 bartenders right now. Through our hiring process, we should be up to 8 within 2 months. Hopefully, if everything goes smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're an 8-person team. Hopefully, again, if everything goes well, and we'll be attacking this new year with an 8-person team. And that doesn't include that doesn't include the 2 content creators too. So
yeah. Is this year looking busy already?
100%. Yeah. This year compared to others is definitely it's starting with a bang. Believe it or not, October is almost fully slammed.
This
October.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
We've never the broadcast had never been like that before for us. Usually for us, 2 months away, it's when we're like, okay, that month is almost fully booked, right? For this year, we got bookings on all the months already. We got October very busy. We got February coming up very busy. I believe August as well is pretty busy. And nothing like that. Even right now that it's our slow season. Right now it's our slow season.
Yeah.
Like most businesses, January and February, they're slow, right? Compared with the rest of the months.
Yeah.
We still got events here and there. But the fact that we're in January and we got this many bookings, like it's like I don't want to jinx it neither, like I don't want to like what's it called, like be like, oh, it's gonna be a great year and it's not, right?
Yeah.
But it's looking bright, brother. 2024. Yeah, hopefully if all goes well, it should be another successful year.
Are these events all in state, or are you gonna be traveling out, or?
So most of them are in state.
Yeah.
As of right now, I haven't even I haven't even told anyone. But we'll be out in Jalisco again in December.
Okay, that's
So
exciting.
we got a wedding in Jalisco.
Yeah.
So yes. I think this year especially we'll be doing a lot of traveling in California as well. Compared to other years, we have a lot of. We get a lot of inquiries from Bakersfield, Fresno area, the Santa Maria, down to LA as well. So we'll be doing a lot of events out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What lessons have you learned? Were some bumps in the road? Like, what have you taken throughout this journey that you could share with anyone that they can work on or be prepared for?
So when it comes to bumps, honestly, it's always you gotta always take them positively, no matter what type of bump it is. And you gotta be aware that when you're in the business world, there's gonna be plenty of bumps, the ones that you least expect, right? You just gotta be positive and you gotta be ready to deal with it. It's for example, I just recently I hit probably one of the biggest bumps. What's it called? What would you say? As you guys may know, we've been infamous for our pouches.
Yeah.
We did that for forever. We had a lot of momentum because of the pouches. We had a lot of promotion, right? But one of the the road bumps that we hit with that is that we're not able to sell them no more. We got news that the ABC was behind us, which is crazy.
You got the feds on them.
The feds, yeah. For those of you that don't know, that's the Alcohol and Beverage Control. So we can no longer participate in any of that. But it's crazy, man. They like you said, they're like the feds, and they knew everything about us. It's wild to me. They had been tracking us for a couple of years now. They informed us that there was multiple fingers pointed.
When you get the feds on you, you're doing something right. When the feds are coming knocking, that's momentum for sure.
So I know we talked about haters. I'm sure there's some.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a proven hater. They're hiding. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But again, that was a huge road bump. I feel like even when it happened, I wasn't too disrupted or too phased. Like, I'm aware that's a lesson. You know, like, okay, now I have the courage to step out of that and not have to do that. I'm not gonna be, again, putting my time into that, investing my time into that anymore. Now it's okay, tunnel vision into the other side, which is what we do, what we should be doing, 100%. So that road bump, again, it could have been a nasty road bump, but I took it as like, okay, we're good. And again, we're moving forward regardless.
Yeah,
That's good. Hell yeah.
Lessons and blessings for sure. Bring it back to the States and stuff. What's the biggest event you've ran?
So the biggest, definitely Washington. La Washingtera, that's what they call it. The Washingtera. Really? Yeah. Washingtera. It was crazy. This was August 2022. August 2022, we did a wedding out there. It was Miguel, Alonzo, and I. There was a wedding of 300 people. It was more than 300 people. It was enough for us to even have trouble counting. Like, it was a
when they say 300 but 400 show up.
Yeah. It was a Mexican wedding. Charros, horses, beautiful day. We put up the bar at 1 p.m. And we started serving drinks around 1:30. We went at it all the way to 11 p.m. and it was like full throttle lines the whole time, and it was just I forgot, it was over 90 bottles of tequila. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, definitely one of the best events.
Damn.
Definitely the biggest, and it was awesome. It was in Washington, so it's beautiful out there. So it was definitely one of those events.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. Do you have anything else booked out like that in the near future? As of now? As of now,
well, just the Jalisco wedding. The Jalisco one should be good too. We were out there a couple times already. But I mean, when it comes to a wedding, wherever it is, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, the traveling is definitely a bonus, but the weddings, they're beautiful. I think those are my favorite events to serve. Is especially now, I feel like for weddings they get super creative with the themes,
I do
venues,
feel that actually too.
You know? So
I do feel that. Well, kind of before we wrap it up, what's your vision? Where do you want to see Cantina? Do you have not do you, but what do you have planned for it?
Yes. So our mission right now is to be the best at the service that we provide. That's our mission. And I think ultimately, being directed in that direction, a lot of more opportunities are gonna open up for us. As of right now, I could say that we would like to branch out to different locations in California for now, potentially even out of state. And what I mean by that is have a legit Los Angeles branch, have a legit Bakersfield branch, have a legit Fresno branch, possibly, where we have our bartending teams there too. Yeah. Right now we have to tax whenever we travel because we're traveling.
Yeah.
But if we were to have a team there, our prices would be a lot more doable for people, and we'd be locking in a lot more of events. So definitely, I do see Cantina branching out to different towns, and on top of that, another one that could happen, and it's again, just in the direction that we're taking now, is having an actual bar eventually, you know.
That's it.
If we're able to build up if we're able to maintain the hype and really master our crafts, I don't see why not, you know.
Yeah. That's
That's
amazing.
fucking dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have anything?
No save rounds here.
No save rounds. Do you have anything?
Rounds.
We appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
But yeah,
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you have any.
Let's see. I would love to touch in with the difference of being a business owner and an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Which is big. We were I know we were
Yeah,
previously discussing
We had a
this.
call and that
Yeah,
was
so-
something.
So you could let's see. You could tie this up with even the saturated market too.
Yeah.
You know how we were discussing how it's very saturated. I'm really unfazed when it comes to the market being saturated because I'm aware that every day I wake up wanting to become a better person, working on becoming a better person, and working on my business.
Yeah.
So pretty much this is the thing. There's a difference between a business owner and from an entrepreneur. Anybody could register a business and maintain their business. That anybody, honestly, a random person could just wake up and be like, okay, let me go register this business. Let me start operating. But the difference from a business owner and an entrepreneur is that an entrepreneur is not just going to be maintaining the business and running it, but it's going to be able to grow the business. And in order to do that, you have to work on yourself. You have to literally innovate for your business. There's a lot of things that you have to do in order for it to not just, again, be able to maintain business, but be able to grow.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference from just being a business owner to being an entrepreneur. And when it comes to the saturated market, I'm aware that most of them are business owners and not entrepreneurs. So I'm unfazed. I personally wake up every day, again, with the drive of becoming a better person. I wake up thinking, okay, what should I do today to make my business better? What should I do to make myself better? Because at the end of the day, as a leader that I am for my team, I am going to be pushing our company to its potential.
And I think that goes back into how you said earlier to the two things that you do to not be phased is it's a company. It's not just you. You're not just a business. You're an entrepreneur. You're trying to grow and build that company. So I think well, not only did you mention that, but I think you're living up to that and you're fully aware of how to grow and the differences. And I mean, I appreciate that because it does bring realization to, there are many businesses out there, but there's probably very few entrepreneurs who are willing to expand. It's like at the end of the day, every restaurant you go to, it's a business.
Yeah.
But it might not be an entrepreneur owning it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Like that's the difference between chains and McDonald's, entrepreneurs, right? But
so same with you guys, even for this podcast, for example. If you guys were to just be doing episode and not really focusing on the growth, right? You guys, it's very easy for you guys to just be shooting episode. But if you guys don't wake up, or at least don't do the due diligence of like, okay, what can we improve? Okay, what should we update? What should we change? What should we try out? Right? If you guys don't have those thoughts, you're not gonna be able to push forward.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know? You guys have a great podcast right off the bat, as mentioned. The quality is there, but you guys should be still hungry for like, okay, how are we gonna improve? What can we do today that's gonna be eventually pay out,
help us in the future?
Yes, and that's gonna separate you guys from this just being a small hobby to it being a legit
thing.
I think, and that's something I kind of realized a little earlier, 2-3 months ago or whatever, was like, oh damn, like I need to become a better podcaster or better transitioner. And I didn't really I watched podcasts, but I didn't do it religiously or daily or try to study. But now when I watch a podcast, all I do is like listen to the question and then the transition of different things.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn's my favorite, but I know we talked about this before, but I think Theo Vaughn's my favorite. The day I could be on the pod and just, What should I ask?
He's a
you
legend.
next? Yeah. Like when I watch a podcast, I'm like, can I pull that off or not?
Yeah.
I don't think I could, but his YG one was so funny. He
Yeah,
was
with
like,
the glasses.
I don't know what to. Let me ask you this, and I'm like,
I
fuck,
actually
I wish
saw
I
that
could
one
sit
too,
here
yeah.
and think about
Right.
questions for 5 minutes.
It was funny. YG was almost like too serious, right? And
Yeah.
he still ended up chuckling and
Yeah,
laughing
yeah.
a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, I wish I could get shot. And I'm like,
Yeah, like, whoa, what?
what the hell? And YG's like, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, bro. It means a
Yeah,
lot
bro.
to come on, and it took us a little bit, but like I told everyone, you know, people are busy,
Yeah.
and you just gotta. And that's the other trick about this is like, people are busy. And you can't just call them in the next day. Like I've been working with Miguel too, and I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, but
Yeah.
he's building,
Yeah.
building. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I mean, you know, but I'm just glad we were able to get this done, and I appreciate
Definitely,
you
man.
supporting
Yeah.
us and coming on and sharing your
It
story.
was an honor, man. Again, I look up to you guys for having the courage to even doing this.
this, yeah.
And I'm fully aware that the potential that you guys have doing this, it's beyond me. I'm not looking at you guys where you currently stand. I'm aware of where you guys are heading. So
Appreciate
again,
that.
it's
Yeah,
an
for sure.
honor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hell
Thank you, bro.
yeah. Yes,
yes.
sir.
We'll see you guys. Comment, like, subscribe. We're gonna drop Cantina's handles and stuff. So go give them a follow, like, comment,
Yes.
and we'll see you guys on the next one.